Hello, I'm Daniel Emmanuel for the Morningstar Journal News, and today I'm bringing good news. According to a report in the Hill webpage titled Republicans Pitch Religious Family Values as Gun Violence Solution, Representative Whip Steve Scalise said, "We had AR-15s in the 60s. We didn't have those mass school shootings." Scalise continued, "Now, I know it's something that some people don't want to talk about. We actually had prayer in schools during those days. We had other things going on in our society where we took a different approach to our young kids, and let's look at that." So there's actually a lot of Republicans that are talking about family values and Judeo-Christian values as the solution for the violence and the increase in shootings that we are seeing right now. For example, Representative Mary Miller as well said, quote, "Our children are suffering and we face a mental health crisis in our country because the radical left has spent decades removing God from our schools and our society." Miller added, "Young men need fathers at home, and so do our daughters. Our country must be guided by our Judeo-Christian faith." She continued, "The Second Amendment caucus will continue to fight to defend our Second Amendment rights, and we will continue to speak out about what really ails our country. We need to go back to God, people." And Ted Cruz also brought up broken families, absent fathers, declining church attendance as potential contributing factors in the massacres. Senator Mike Lee from Utah also said, "Why is our culture suddenly producing so many young men who want to murder innocent people? It raises questions like, could things like fatherlessness, the breakdown of families, isolation from civil society, or the glorification of violence be contributing factors?" And actually, there's data from the U.S. Census Bureau that says that children in father-absent homes are almost 4 times more likely to be poor. And this was confirmed by another research from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Also, the same U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said that fatherless children are at a dramatically greater risk of drug and alcohol abuse. So, and I could keep reading data and statistics for long time. But the Bible, the book that the left so much despises, says in Proverbs 14:34, "Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people." And listen, that's any people. I don't care how much higher you think that American society is, sin will condemn any people. And the reality is that when you take away the Bible, which is the moral compass for society, away from school, there's no more foundation for determining good and evil. When you take God away from America's public life, then you have no way from distinguishing what is right from what is wrong. And then when you go on and call the imagination of your children reality, then you make them unable to distinguish what is real then from what is fiction. And now they run up saying that boys can be girls and girls can be boys, but they're going to crash with the reality that is impossible. And so will the American people. If America keeps sinning, will crash down with the reality that sins bring the destruction of nations. And if you add up to that, the destruction of the nuclear family that is coming about with the LGBTQ agenda and all this stuff, then you get a perfect formula for disaster. And that's what we're reaping right now. But the solution is in the same book that the left has so much despised, when it says, "Turn away from your wicked ways. repent, pray, and seek the face of God. And He will hear from heaven, and He will heal the land.